The next question I wanted to ask is what you would share with others who are considering the genetic testing process and how you navigated the decision to be tested.
So my decision I felt was pretty easy, mainly because I had been mistakenly diagnosed with MS, being treated for it. The treatment really wasn't working because none of my symptoms seemed to really be improving. And so what happened actually was my aunt was diagnosed with the disease, and randomly, and got the call that she'd been put in the hospital, and found out she had this rare disease and how inheritable it was. And I was like, is there a chance that I have this disease? And so I talked with my neurologist at the time, and they're like, oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely. They actually had to look it up because they weren't familiar with it either. And so then we found out the best way to get tested for it was the genetic test. And I was like, do I want to know? Do I not want to know? I was like, I'm already being treated for a disease I may or may not have. And so I just did the blood test. I felt like the decision was pretty simple. For other people, it may not be, just because it kind of is a personal choice of deciding if you want
Thanks
it
for
done.
acknowledging that.
Yeah.
That's an important part of it. But now that you've been through the process, could you share how you feel about it and maybe what the experience itself was like?
It was really simple process because all that it is a blood test. So if you're not terribly afraid of needles and getting blood drawn, that's really all that it takes, is finding someone, going to a lab and getting blood drawn and submitting it. And so it's really a very simple process to do, pretty painless. So I feel like once you make that decision, you talk with your medical professional about what the best options are for you, then it's a real simple and easy thing to do.
Good. I'm glad you didn't have to do it alone and that you had some support along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you again for talking with
No
us,
problem.
and I hope the rest of the research visit goes well, and thank you so much for participating.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.